Hey guys, what's up? What's happening? You got the King of Games 98 here at your service.
And Mr. Game and Squatch here in the Squatch Den instead of at Brendan's house.
I like that.
Well, you kind of stole Nerd Cave from me, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, but
Okay.
you're not here for the horrible jokes.
No. Okay, so I have not recently done a video game related video on my YouTube channel since my Batman Arkham Origins video. But before that, even that video, I haven't done one in a long time since then. I don't even know when the last video before that was.
But I have.
Yeah, but somehow he remembered it was Batman Arkham Origins.
Well, I remember that, and also the fact that I did an unboxing of the Game & Watch Color, color screen Game & Watch Game Boy. I can't talk. Forget it. Yes, it's on my channel.
It's a Nintendo handheld.
Yes, it's on my channel that I unboxed it and also did a review of it, or a teardown of it, and I would love it if you guys went and checked that out after this video, of course.
You know what? I could link them at the end.
Please do. I would love if you did that.
I could link both videos at the end. I can link your channel at the end. Everything will be linked at the end.
I would love that.
Okay, so for this video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing...
Yeah, instead of unboxing toys, we're going to be unboxing a video game. So it's relevant again.
Yeah, so it's relevant, yeah. So we're going to be unboxing this beauty, the Handy Boy DMG Game Boy accessory?
Yeah, I would say probably an accessory upgrade type thing.
I feel like attachment would be the wrong
Made
word.
by JoyPlus.
Made by JoyPlus. Then on the back, wait a minute, it says,
Where's it at? By Hepatitis Entertainment.
STD Entertainment. Okay, so make up your mind, company. What is your name?
I think STD Entertainment is the ones who are the parent company of JoyPlus, because or at least Handy Boy, and it's probably called the JoyPlus. Because if you really think about it, I mean, Dr. Pepper is not its own company.
No, isn't it owned by Coke?
It's owned by Coke. Yes. So thus, then you have the Handy Boy that is owned and made by JoyPlus, which is the child company of STD Entertainment. Which this is really irritating me that I can't.
You got to keep flipping the box.
You go like this. Okay, I was just doing it wrong. It's like a quarter. You gotta flip it for it to be right.
So what you were saying was the main company and then like the subsidiary company.
Yeah, so like pretty much like a movie where like Kathleen Kennedy produced it, but it's directed by Dave Filoni or whatever.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Something like that.
Okay, so
let's get into the actual unboxing. I'll let Brendan do the explanation while I get this bad boy out of here.
So first off, I just want to say I think they should have came up with better names for their company, because I'm sorry, I can't take that seriously.
Yeah. I mean, it probably stands for something completely different than STDs.
Probably, but still, that's just bad. Anyway.
That must suck to be those people that probably lived their whole life with that joke.
Yeah, right. So
especially after the 80s.
So I found this at my local flea market like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it was legitimately marked with a price tag of $5 on it.
Which is a freaking steal, considering it's complete in box here.
Well,
with all,
I mean,
got the explanation of how to connect the batteries here, your literal warranty.
Oh yeah,
still available, and some different Nintendo Plus or Power Plus things going on.
I mean,
here.
Okay, some people might fight me here, but like I would say it's just about complete because it is missing the strap.
Yeah, it's missing that shoulder strap, isn't it?
That it was supposed to come with, but like I would say it's like 99% complete. Fight me.
Oh, I will, boy.
So
I'll fight you, little boy.
I was ready to just buy this for $5, and then she had in a box sitting beside the table where this was on a whole NES console, controllers, cords, and about 25 games. So long story short, I ended up buying this along with the 25 games for $25.
As I'm just eating it on the floor.
And you know what? That's okay, because that's just the joystick anyway.
It's also meant to be durable as well. I mean, seriously, it's going on the externals of a brick.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So,
as you can see, we have stereo speakers.
Yep.
A magnifying
magnifier.
Screen magnifier, which kind of swivels out here.
It's kind of hard, though.
It really is. It's actually quite tight.
I don't really like that.
But it does magnify, as you can tell from my fingers.
It does, and I love that it's got the built-in lights
Yes,
on the screen, so they
there are. Yeah.
look down at the actual Game Boy screen.
Well, actually, they're not built into the magnifier. You can see it's on the side here.
Oh,
They light up from the
okay.
sides,
So then I misspoke.
which is kind of stupid, but
My
also kind
bad.
of still also gives this more mobility as
I
well with
actually
it
didn't
being
realize
thin.
that.
Well, I mean, if you
Okay.
think about it, the plastic is pretty thin for the
Oh
hinge
yeah,
as
yeah,
well,
it
so it wouldn't have
is.
been able to do it. But it does help with the purpose of
It
it.
does. It does. Yeah. So, why I bought this was number one, I'm a video game collector. Number two, I love collecting any and all things Game Boy.
And I see here's the hard part with putting this in because we
Yeah.
didn't figure this out the first time we recorded this, to be honest.
And
For all of you thinking when this is just like a one-time shot thing,
no. This is the second taking of this video. Trust me.
Yeah. But you know what? It's worth it because we want to bring quality content to you guys.
Yeah, and I thought this would totally make for a great video, and that's why I'm including Tyler in it, because he is the only other person I know that loves Game Boys as much as me.
Well,
So-
I mean, I do like Game Boys more than say Game Gear or something like you. You're more of a general all-around person.
Oh, yeah.
I was born and raised on Nintendo and then got a PlayStation 2. So I mean, that's why I'm like, really into more or less Nintendo than anything else.
But yeah, I bought this because I love collecting, weird, odd Game Boy stuff. And then, the inner collector in me was just like, oh my god, this is like in such pristine shape.
Hell, even for
You
me,
know?
the fact that it's complete unboxing for $5, I don't give a shit if it works or a piece or
Oh,
if
I
it's
know.
just a shell of it. I'll take it.
I know. And you see that was what I was afraid of first. So I guess we should also make it known that in the first taking of this video, we were flying by the seat of our pants, not knowing how to hook this up, like Tyler said earlier.
Which I'm glad that I know how to now.
Yes, and then now I know how to.
And now you guys will as well after being able to do this.
Yeah, if somehow you
So-
happen to own this.
So as you can see here, we have, this is the context that the batteries, okay, what we didn't figure out the first time was that you have to have this on here for this to be plugged into the Game Boy.
So
Because we had originally plugged it in through the headphone jack or wherever the hell it was. So you have to have these in here, you press the batteries in so that it connects to it. Then you plug this into where, say, if you had a wall charger, that's what plugs into here so that it still registers that the batteries are there. And then you plug this in through here, and then you plug in this bottom cord
for
to
the speakers.
well, that's what powers the whole thing. It runs into the speakers because it runs, okay. This just contacts and makes the contacts for the batteries, which then also gives this power through the Game Boy.
Right.
And then this, it takes that power from the Game Boy and registers it so that it powers through the headphone jack into here. So that it gets lights and speakers.
Okay, I legitimately didn't know that electricity flowed through the headphone jack.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that's why we're doing this, because
Okay.
otherwise this is attached to nothing else besides just the Game Boy.
Okay, I did not know that. And you see, this is why we're doing a second take of this, because we really screwed this up the first time. And
At first, we really had no idea what we were doing until, like I said, I then understood it, and we had a eureka moment after 25 minutes.
Oh, yeah. No,
So it was like, we need to redo this.
The first video was just god-awfully long, and then on top of that, we kind of looked like idiots. So, but I will say this, though. On the first taking of the video, we legitimately both went into this having no idea if it even worked or nothing. I actually waited to do this with Tyler to find out even if it worked. So.
Okay, now I did something wrong, clearly, because the Game Boy is on, but this is not. So, something up. Now I remember what it was. I had this backwards. So you actually plug this into the DC here, and then this goes in and is the power supply. Thus, then, turning that on, turning the light on, as you can see in there, and then you turn your Game Boy on, and we have it on max volume.
My God,
wow,
that's so loud.
So there we have it all set up here,
Oh, and then the joystick.
Yes. See, this, even though I joined up to be your handyman and
this
all
handy
this,
boy.
for the handy boy, you're doing all the work for me. So this, yes, you have like a joystick here, A and B buttons, and your start and select is still open.
All right, I know we're all thinking it, so I'm just gonna say it. This isn't even my final form.
Actually, this is. This is now your final form. this is its final form.
Yeah, right.
So now let's toss in Zelda, because who the hell doesn't like Zelda Link's Awakening?
You know what? I think because I mean, as much
And
as
this is kind of annoying to do, but you got to unplug it to be able to put the game in,
oh, jeez.
and then turn it back on.
I think I would say that that's actually my favorite Zelda game out of like all of them.
Yeah. So let's turn it on.
I played the Switch remake and I beat the whole game through. Although I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do it all myself. I had help from YouTube, but
Yeah.
absolutely spectacular game. It is really such a good remake.
My God, the sound of this
Bass boosted.
really is.
Na, 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 na. So it is okay. So if you couldn't already tell, it does work, and it does.
Absolutely.
This
is a lot louder than a standard speaker.
It does do what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Although with the little bit light that we even have on in the room right now, you can kind of see.
If you want, you can turn the light off real quick so
okay.
that we can get it. I have a few lights. I have a ring light, my desk light. There you go.
Okay.
So this actually does work pretty well.
Shoot. Okay, so you see, now with the room being totally dark, you can actually see it's lighting up the screen very well, and you can see it perfectly. So, really, you would only use this if you were playing in a very dimly lit room or like at night.
Pretty much.
That would be the optimal use for this.
I mean, yeah, but this is also be good for like road trips or something too.
Yeah.
Which a lot of 90s and 80s kids grew up with having to use a street light as, passing by
Right.
to be able to play this.
So
otherwise, yeah, this thing does work really well.
I'm gonna zoom in a little bit on that screen for you.
Is this thing even like fully aligned? Because it is not. Okay, now it is.
You're moving.
Well, it didn't move before. That was my problem.
Okay.
But now that it's fully aligned, yeah.
Okay, so since you're playing it and controlling Link, tell me, what do you think of that joystick?
It's different. Like I said, for me, it's like both because I have to look. I'm trying to look. If I look through the magnifier, this actually works really well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, looking through the camera, yeah, you can kind of tell it works well. But in person, this really does help.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, because I'm so used to the actual D-pad buttons, I guess.
That's so loud.
Yeah, I'm so used to the actual buttons itself. Instead, I don't know. I kind of like the original buttons more, but for what it is, actually, it does feel pretty different.
I know, like I actually.
It's not bad, actually.
I actually like the joystick, and I was like surprised that I didn't hate it.
Like I said, I don't hate it, but it's definitely different.
All right.
So,
you want to pop in another game? And
yeah, let's pop in another. Let's pop in another game here as soon as he turns. That's better. All right. So let's turn this off here, and I'm gonna pop in one of my favorite games of all time is definitely Pokemon, honestly. Or, you know what? Actually, instead, I am going to put in, as soon as I can get this out without having to unplug it again, I'm going to put in one of my favorites that I got for super cheap years ago, Fortress of Fear, which is kind of plays like Castlevania a bit.
Side-scrolling.
Kind of side-scrolling, and also just that it takes place in a castle. There we go. Okay.
Wow, that looks super clear with that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And it's made by Acclaim, too.
That looks really clear with the magnifier and the light on it.
Absolutely.
I love how amplified the sound is, too.
Me too, honestly. Wait for it. Boom. Extra life. Only took me until a couple months ago to be able to find that, actually. It usually helps when you can see the bottom of the screen. Sorry. I know you guys are, like, watching it from, like, up there, but I'm, like, trying to also play this. And I was also a key as well and got some gems. So it's not bad.
I mean, for what it is and what it's supposed to do, it does do it and it works.
Absolutely.
But I think it's a little weird and hokey, the whole plug-in, you know?
First off, you spit in my face. At least take me to dinner first.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright. And, but if I wasn't, like, trying to play with the view of the camera and just playing it by myself, looking at it, I love this.
Oh, yeah.
I actually really love this. And if you want, I'll give you $10 for it. Give you your money and some back without just dying. But,
without just dying.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, absolutely. It's not exactly practical. And you can adjust the volume too, because it's in the headphone jack.
Oh yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's not entirely practical.
No.
For like, if you just wanted to real quick have a game. But if you're sitting down and you're in this for a long haul, like hell yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah,
this is worth it.
the example you said. Like
I mean, you always see these videos of like the ultimate PS4, ultimate this, ultimate.
Yeah.
There you go. You just made the ultimate Game Boy.
There you go. That's gonna be the title, the ultimate Game Boy.
Without backlit modding it,
yep.
You have the ultimate Game Boy.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I mean, I think.
Not to mention, look at if we're looking at the walls here. The freaking lights are bright as shit.
I think you hit the nail on the head. This would really be most optimal for a kid, like going on vacation or on a long drive.
Exactly. Like when you're sitting down for the long haul or something. Yeah. Hell yeah, it is definitely.
All right. So, any final thoughts? Last words?
No. If you see this for yourself, snag it up.
I would...
Or if you want to teach a kid a lesson of not having a smartphone and what you had to deal with for video games before 4K, yeah, I would definitely get this.
I would recommend this if you find it or happen to come across it.
You probably turn the light back on too, so we can have a nice final look at this. Okay. As I freaking keep dying.
So, God bless
me.
Okay. God bless you. Okay, so I can't really recommend this from a practical standpoint.
No, other than just for collecting it for the sole purpose of collecting
purposes.
No, I definitely couldn't see this.
Collecting purposes, I could totally see.
Or if you get lucky enough and get it for $5, I don't give a shit what you are.
Oh yeah, and then if you find it for cheap like I did, then I would say definitely grab it.
Whether it's loose or just in general in the box as well, but. Considering, like I said, I've seen this exact thing on Marketplace before going for $100 loose. Yeah. You scored majorly.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
I think that's going to wrap it up.
I think that's going to do it for this video. Tyler, thank you very much for being a part of this and for helping with it.
It's my pleasure.
Really like how it came out.
And if you want to see the child of said handy boy, we have the handy pack in that next video for tomorrow.
Yep.
Tune in for that.
Okay, guys. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know down in the comments, did you have a handy pack for your, or a handy boy for your Game Boy?
Wrong device.
Growing up. Thank you.
Well, if you had a handy pack too, put it in the other. Put it in the other underneath the other video.
You could do that too. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.